today we set out to get a push mower because I fired our yard guys when they decided to stop cutting our backyard. And I was going for an electric mower because I have bad luck with gas mowers, so I looked at Ryobi batteries because I have 40 volts. And Home Depot, only place carries the Ryobis. And they've got, it's essentially one model, it's a 20-inch. You can get it with no batteries, you can get it with a single battery, or you can get it with like 2 batteries, something along those lines. Well, there was one more up on the shelf that was marked clearance. To make it even funnier, we were not in the truck, we were in my wife's Honda. And it is in the back seat of the car. Actually fit fairly easily because the door opens really far. But as you can see, the original price was $799 and they had it marked down to $450. They had one in the store. The website did not reflect that they had it in stock at all. Now, why is this of interest? Well, it comes with 2 6 amp hour batteries, which are $200 a piece. 200 plus 200 equals 400. $450. $400 worth of batteries, plus a free charger, and paid $50 for a lawnmower. And this one, I'm filming this sideways in the back of the car still. We haven't taken it out. But apparently still available, according to Ryobi's website. This is in Spanish. It's a 21-inch, 40-volt, cordless, all-wheel drive, self-propelled crosscut. It's got 2 blades, or I think it's 2 blades. Well, it's 2 blades. I don't know if they're connected or how that works. I haven't figured that part out. I haven't taken it out of the car, as you can tell. That's why I'm filming it sideways. Let's see, I covered all of that. 2 batteries, plus it calls it a rapid charger. And so we'll work on taking it apart, or taking it out and then not taking it apart, putting it together. Okay, so this thing was the only one in the store, and the box was open. So there's the grass catcher. Here's a box full of parts. I don't know what's in there yet. And we had to get it off the top shelf. It took forever because they had to find equipment and people who were trained and yada yada yada. So, ta-da, there's the unboxing. The box is open. Cardboard. There's a loose screw. It's not mine though. Could be anywhere. Oh, that's not attached. That's for the bagger. Never gonna bag. Screw over here. I doubt I can lift this up out of the box. Cut these pieces off while I go. Shh. Got very obnoxious cats squalling at me. One we've adopted-ish, as long as he stays around. And another one that belongs to a neighbor. He comes down here to get rubbed on, and we know he belongs to a neighbor because he is very clean and smells of lotion or soap. He smells like his owners. In my opinion, his owners stink. They're overly flagranted. Fragranted, not flagranted. Now I can just roll it out. Alright, there it is out of the box, pre-assembled. I haven't found the instructions yet, because I think they are in here. Okay, so inside this little compartment, which is usually where the engine would be, there's the book. And 2 batteries. Let's see. These things have been on the shelf for quite a time, and they have 0 bars. One neat thing about these, because we have the tiller, if you remember, is they have these little keys to switch sides. It's got an arrow on top to point to one side versus the other side. So I'll just hold off on that. All right, the owner's manual suggests it's operations. I guess that's it for starting. Or putting it together. Let's see if I can find that where that screw fell out. A little handle release there's two little notches here, or two little mechanisms, and that just brings it up. There's two notches for short people and somebody of a different height. Let's see, this is looking for a screw that is gone rogue. There's the outshoot. All right, underneath there's a motor for the all-wheel drive. This is a cross-cut blade. There are actually two blades there, and then there's motors on the back. And I changed this to the mulch setting, and I also realized that it's got headlights, which seems silly. Coming around over here, you can adjust cut height, which I suspect that is the lowest. And given the state of my yard, I'm going to go as high as I can. All the way up to, oh, I missed. All the way up to 7, which puts that about, a couple inches off the ground. So that changes from bagging to mulch. I'm not going to do bagging. Fuel gauge, going to display the battery power. I don't have batteries in there yet. Still haven't found where that screw is missing. Controls, this is the handle release, so it folds up. Let's see, this is the variable speed. So press self-propelled paddles, high, medium, low. Oh, still not sure what that's going to do. Let's see, this is the blade start, all-wheel drive, versus rear-wheel drive. And this is to get it going forward. I'm going to put the batteries in it and move it out to the front yard. I got batteries in it, got it raised to the highest setting. I'm in the grass, which you can see is kind of tall compared to the lawnmower. Push the button. All right, fine. I'll read the instructions. Okay, weird button combinations to make this thing go. So here is, and this is supposed to be, this is the whisper mode. So it's on, I push the button once. Well, I can press and hold. Well, dang it. Pressing the power button on the top. Green lights come on down there. Okay. It's not too bad. Being self-propelled, it cuts the blades off while it's not in motion. So this should be fairly efficient. This is still a little high back here. So I'm going to lower it down a notch and give it a shot. I'm going to do this shaded area up here. Lowered the blade down a couple of notches. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so that's nice and fluffy. I'm doing this so I can see how all I like this. Trying to figure out the cut height. Gonna go one notch lower and come back up the hill. Barely see the difference in the heights. Some little sticks here, what that noise is. Crunch. I'm down to 3 bars with that little bit of nothingness. So I'm gonna run this around a little bit. I'll cut this area. Well, so far this looks great. The mower is performing fine. I have to learn the parameters, the personality. I have to learn the constraints of the mower. Oops, hole. That, so I know where the wheel overlaps. But what we're about to test, and I didn't have a lot of this on earlier video, is that hill right there is fairly robust. And so now we're going to go down it and back up it with the power assist in real time. You can push without the power assist, which is fine. I think the camera's sitting relatively level, doesn't really matter. You can kind of tell now as I go down the hill just how kind of sort of steep it is. As I'm trying to stand straight up. Now use the self-power. Go up the hill, not in all-wheel drive. No problem. No problem at all. The mower has a striper on the back, and I have never personally striped my lawn. Here I go this way. When I've cut grass in the past with a riding lawnmower, it's been around in a circle until I run out of circle. You know, around the perimeter or whatever. But for this, I thought I'd go back and forth because it was downhill, uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill, uphill. See how this works. If I were smart, I'd only come up this hill. If it had regenerative braking, it'd be really cool. It's me trying not to slide down the hill, and me going back up the hill in two-wheel drive. Easy peasy. I'm letting gravity do the work with a little me to be pushing. Save on battery a little bit. And this way, I'll let the battery do the work, the motors do the work. That is all right with me. Gravity, back up the hill. Now this is cutting on a hill, complex curve. It's going this way and this way. I'm gonna get my hat, I think, if I know where it is. Ooh, even better. Pawpaw hat. Now this hat may not look cool. I know I didn't think it looked cool when my grandfather had one. He fished with it. But breathes extremely well. Covers a lot of surface area all the way around your head and neck. I don't know if I said it breathes really well. That baseball hat that I've got that looks like a baseball hat with a big bandana hanging off the back does not breathe at all. That thing gets hot. And there's a nice breeze blowing. See if I can go down the hill backwards. Just can't see where you're going backwards. Down to 1 bar and it's flashing on my second battery. Neighbors listening to some weird music. Anyway, I was able to talk over the mower and record audio, which is kind of nice. So, finished the yard with 1 bar left on the second battery for the front yard, which is impressive, at least in my book. I was afraid it started blinking at the end. Oops. It started blinking at the end and I had one stripe left on the yard of grass to cut, and I was able to finish that. Now to the backyard, different batteries. All right, so for this part, I'm in the backyard. I'm gonna use the microphone on the camera versus the lapel mic I had on earlier so you can see how loud it is. The air conditioner is running right next to me if you can't hear me over it, so you can see how loud it is. I asked my wife if she could hear me cutting grass in the front yard, and she said no, that the battery charger in the hallway was actually louder than the lawnmower. So that's the air conditioner running in the background. So that's most of the backyard with this. Still got one bar left, a little bit at the top of the yard, but I had to mow this so I could film tomorrow in the backyard. So more to come. Am I happy with this? Yes, I'll do a wrap up in the air conditioning. Bye. To wrap this up, it actually took 5 batteries to cut the whole yard, 2 full batteries for the front yard, and then 2.5 batteries for the backyard. The one part that I had omitted that I mentioned at the end was really, really thick, and I had to use the all-wheel drive for it to move along because the wheels actually spun because it was really thick. So that was impressive. I got to use the new toy in all of its glory and glamour. I'm watching the video that's behind me as I go around. I was impressed by the sound. As you could see on that last clip, 20 and 30 feet away, you couldn't hear. I asked my wife, and she said that she wasn't even aware that it was making any noise while it was in the front yard. And as cars were driving by the house in the neighborhood, they would slow down, and based on this, if they were 20 feet away from me, they couldn't hear it making any noise. So they were wondering why this guy is pushing around a mower in the front yard. If he's not, it looks like it's cutting grass, but it doesn't sound like it's cutting grass. The sound, most of the sound that you hear is actually the blades cutting the grass. The motors themselves aren't making that much noise. Another thing that I noticed in watching this particular part of the video, as the mower goes away from you, it's louder than when the mower is coming toward you. And I had on that big rim hat, and when I tilted my head down, I could hear it cut out a lot of the sound because it wasn't hitting me, the sound wasn't coming up in my face. It was kind of being blocked by the brim of the hat. So that was interesting. I explained the price up at the beginning. They had it marked down to $450, which is a great price. I don't know that I would have, I definitely would not have paid $800 for this thing, because my intention is to use this for a couple of months until my robotic lawnmower comes in. So more on that in another video to come, but this one was pretty neat. I think this one will be beneficial out at the new place to trim out around the house and do the closer grass to the house and garage and whatnot, and then the big tractor can cut the majority of everything else, but this will be good to trim and get the smaller bits around the cats, places where you don't want to drive a tractor. So appreciate you hanging around. The video's over. I appreciate you hanging around to the end. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. I'm almost close to a goal for viewers. So thanks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.
Too many hobbies, not enough time.
It's a theme song, y'all.